Hey, it's Aaron, the metal theologian. So, before I forget, actually, I don't know if y'all know this band, Mad Rost. But there's like they have a new record coming out relatively soon. I know that they're taking pre-orders for it on the No Life Till Metal site. So, I'm sure y'all know Scott, but this record's great, man. And so I'm pretty stoked to hear that first one. And usually I a little bit reluctant to hype Scott stuff because the editions are so small, like they sell out pretty fast. But this one I know there's still copies of, and it's gonna be a fucking good record. He's doing a reissue of their first one, so there's a little public service here. But that's not what we're listening to today, okay? We've talked about Mad Rost before, and I don't want to like oversaturate, but this is what's playing right now, and then we're gonna get to the food because I'm fucking hungry. In fact, I'm like couldn't wait till evening. Like it's uncharacteristic to have it be daytime when I'm making these fucking videos, right? And check that shit out, man. It's light out. What the fuck? I'm kind of hamming this up because over at Dixieland Farms, that actually is something that comes up that's kind of a little funny. So shout out to Chris as well. Anyway, man, this is fucking. This is a recent Ripple release. I got a few things from them not too long ago, and this is kind of my favorite of the lot. This is Cities of Mars, The Horologist, which is kind of a funny album title. And of course that cover is so awesome I kind of couldn't resist, right? Now it's not necessarily as sci-fi themed as a listen as you might expect, but it has sort of a big business vibe actually that I'm really digging a lot. Like, I don't know how much of you can hear through the thing, but like the guy's like, it's like really sort of yelled vocals like in the thing, and really kind of simple riffs, but in a way that manages to sound really sort of epic too, you know? So I don't know how much this is coming through, but I love this fucking record. So, yeah. And Ripple's like one of my new favorite labels too. I've kind of hyped them before, but... Alright, let's check this shit out. I've never actually done this before. I want to make an Elvis sandwich, okay? But there are actually two different Elvis sandwiches, it seems, okay? At least if you like sort of look around at what the story is. Now the classic one was like from when he was a kid or something like that, and it's like the peanut butter and banana sandwich fried preferably in bacon fat. So I've heard about that one forever, but there's this other story that I've heard more recently, which is like from some place in Denver who had this thing called the Fool's Gold sandwich. And basically the story is that Elvis was hanging out with some people and this came up, and so they ended up flying out there in the middle of the night, and the fucking guy brought him sandwiches and they never got off their plane. So they just ate the sandwiches and then went back to Nashville, right? So anyway, this is a sandwich, or at least what we're gonna do now. It's supposed to be like on a big fucking loaf, and like, you know what's funny is it's like, it's on a big fucking loaf, and it's basically a whole jar of peanut butter, a whole jar of jelly, and a pound of bacon. And it's funny because when I was frying up the bacon, I was thinking that that's actually not as much bacon as, like, relative to how much peanut butter and jelly is and how much bread, it would be more extreme with like 2 pounds, you know? It's not as much bacon as you might expect. But I'm gonna make a smaller version because like I'm actually just gonna eat this. So I got these hoagie rolls, which hopefully aren't too small for the effect, but I can always eat 2 of them. You know what's funny about that fucking story is it's amazing how even like in the internet age, okay? Oh, here, one of the things we've joked about in the past on this channel is like some of these stories that you used to hear about like Ozzy Osbourne and Kiss, like the story about Gene Simmons jumping off the stage and crushing a baby's head. And it's like, you think, who would believe that, right? Well, even now in the internet age, when we're all so much older and have better access to information, like when I started looking this shit up, I saw some British, like, I couldn't tell what kind of show it was, but it was just like a little clip. But they had made one of these sandwiches, like the full-size ones, and then they said that this is what Elvis ate for dinner every day, and he ate 2 of them. I'm like, dude, come on, man. It's like, that's like the escalation of the fucking story for like Ozzy like biting the head off a bat once to like us as little kids in elementary school hearing that like he did it every day and this was like a regular part of his speech, of his show, and he ate the heads too, you know what I mean? It's just like, there's just something that's true there. It's already pretty amazing, but then it gets blown up into something something huge that is obviously just like embellished. And so I watched the thing, I was a little bit appalled that these grown people would sit there and say, like, act as if they believed something that's just so obviously ridiculous, you know? And I know that Elvis, like, ate, like, way too much and shit. I don't know, the psychology of that is just kind of amazing. Maybe I'm a hypocrite actually, because I kind of love those kinds of stories that are bullshit too. Anyway, we're just gonna make the fucking sandwich. Now I have heard different accounts of whether or not let's put butter on here, and I'm not really sure what's right. So I'll put some on, but I'm not gonna like heap it on. Okay. Basically, what the sandwich is peanut butter and jelly and bacon. And I happen to think that butter is really good with peanut butter anyway. So I don't mind like putting a little bit on here. So I don't know if Spencer's here to help me with these cooking videos anymore, and Coltrane doesn't like to do it. So these things are a little more awkward than they've been historically, but I love this syrup, so I'm gonna keep doing it. And there's step one, buttering that shit up. So here we go with fucking peanut butter. 2 of these fucking sandwiches every night, you know? I believe you do it once. Alright, so I gotta put on a shit ton of this though. I was actually thinking about this, okay? So if it's a jar of peanut butter for a roll, like a loaf of bread that's a pound, and this thing is 20 ounces, then I figure maybe about a fifth or so of the jar is probably about the right proportions, right? Being scientific about this shit, right? I'm just putting on a lot, man. Fuck it. So, yeah, the way the guy did it, he put the jelly on the top and the bacon in the middle, so it feels a little awkward, but we're just gonna fucking do it anyway. This is another little liberty I took, because I put the jelly in the fridge. I got the bullshit grape jelly just for this, too. Because supposedly this is like the real shit. Oh, then there was another account saying it was actually blueberry. I mean, what I think really happened is like there were a lot of these kinds of sandwiches eaten, you know? I haven't had grape jelly in a long time, actually, but it's really good, you know? It's kind of the, damn it. Yeah, this squeezing thing isn't as helpful as you would hope. Okay, whatever, it'll work. Man, look at that shit, the way it just slid off, that fucker. Yeah, some of these sort of spacey parts in this record, right? Like with that science fiction-y cover. But, how are we gonna do this? Here's how the sandwich is looking. It's our peanut butter and jelly and butter. So this is like kind of science fiction-y, right? But it's like science fiction-y, like Big Business doing science fiction-y stuff or something like that, you know? So yeah, it's awesome. I'm just putting on the bacon right now. I'm gonna close this guy up. I'm gonna check this shit out. I was thinking before I started this that it would be a little bit ironic if I didn't cook the bacon on camera, because this edition of Cooking with Metal T actually will involve no cooking, because I already did the cooking ahead of time. But yeah, here we go. God, this looks like a messy sandwich. I'm just gonna cut this fucking thing in half and we're gonna see. That was a short video, it's only 10 minutes, damn. Look at this shit. You see that? Let's try this shit out. So I thought I put a lot of bacon on here, but it's surprisingly subtle. What it does do is it kind of combines with the jelly to like lubricate the peanut butter, so the whole thing becomes super palatable. Okay. This is fantastic. Now, if you don't like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you're not going to like this, okay? But if you think peanut butter and jelly is great, and you think the bacon would make it bad, you're wrong. The bacon is awesome. I'm not really getting a lot of the butter. That's probably just because of how I made it. Anyway, this is great, man. Get this combination, don't be shy. Even if you don't want to deal with like the bun or whatever. This is awesome. And it's really good for you too. This has like, it's like all protein. I think it's about 60 calories in the whole sandwich. Anyway. Alright. It's kind of a short video. I'm going to cut it off because I'm fucking hungry and I want to eat the rest of this. So, thanks for watching. Recommend this. I'll see you next time.